Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've got a few pre-show notes for you. First, a reminder. All of the content we produce is available on our website at finalshowfilms.com, as well as youtube.com/senstaku, senstaku.podbean.com, twitch.tv/senstaku, and on iTunes. We are only able to do the things we do thanks to the kind support of our Patreon donors. We give a special shout out to our $25 tier supporters, Antitonic and Cat Waterflame. If you'd like to support us that way, be sure to check it out. Secondly, a thank you to the folks over at 411mania.com. They produce articles and content related to wrestling, MMA, movies, music, and gaming. Go check them out. We appreciate their support as well. And lastly, be sure to subscribe, comment, and rate, if possible, wherever you listen to or watch our content. It helps us know what you like, what you don't like, and helps us make more content. Feedback is always appreciated. With all that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live.
Hey everyone, welcome to Afterlight Skies, and to me breaking my players before we get on stream. You were my accomplice, John. You were my accomplice.
That's why I was doing the the cheek point.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So,
gracious.
our heroes have divided themselves between two planets and two vital quests.
'Cause we're dumb. Sorry.
Seeking to right the wrongs of their previous actions and find a lost companion. To trace is through Nar Shaddaa, with an old ally of their from darker times. To plan on siege to a city to rescue a scientist with vital knowledge. With both groups finding wrinkles and potential allies or enemies, we continue this storyline. We're going to be introducing our characters, starting with our rescue team. Jeremy.
I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Luxira, a Zeltron hacker crazy
John?
person.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I usually don't start this off. Hey!
One Light.
What's up?
Playing Senstaku, the Achani Seeker. Also One Light. Hey, my streak is
Yay!
broken for good.
Hopefully.
All right. And then our team that is over on Nar Shaddaa. Cody.
Cody, I'm playing Praz, the Zabrak Commando, Rolling Destiny. One black.
Ooh, dark
It's gonna be a
side.
bad day in Nar Shaddaa.
And Kat.
I'm Kat, and I am playing Powder, the surgical droid who's learning some new tricks. And I am also giving us another dark. We are 2-2.
A note of things to come, that two on one side have rolled dark and the other two on the other side have rolled light. Perhaps. But for now, we go to Nar Shaddaa, and it's, according to various sources, various lighting levels and planetary alignment. Yes, I will be also doing that, but I was in the middle of a monologue.
Why I typed it out so you...
You should know that I don't leave that to peg.
Great audio.
So you have arrived at the place where a ship would likely dock for Tunguska's operation if he came by.
Okay.
Nothing's there right now. What's your plan?
I believe we were headed back to our ship with a mechanic and her droids.
Yes.
They're not technically her droids, but okay.
Well, they're
Well, they're with
attached to her.
Yep, you're still threatened. Just
we didn't offer, or we didn't threaten her. I offered her a job or a ride off the planet, whatever. Just not in the nicest of terms.
offered with an assassin droid and a gun.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he was there. They were there, but not aiming at her for very long.
Moving along the streets of Nar Shaddaa, I want all of you to make me check. What's the check? Vigilance. Difficulty of 3.
Because
We're on Nar Shaddaa. Vigilance. I got 1 success and 3 threat.
I got 3 successes and 1 threat.
And Helix has got 3 advantages. All right. You managed to avoid being accosted by the random throng. Prez, you do notice off in the distance. You're not sure if they're following you or any number of the potentially 1,000 other shady characters who have passed by this intersection in the last 10 minutes, but someone who's peeking out of what's a higher window, face almost entirely obscured from any features by one of these glowing neon signs.
What's the sign say? Just a random one?
Parts and bits.
All right.
Yes, it just seems to be the sign for local business.
Okay, I'll take note of that,
Business.
but continue on to the ship.
You arrive back to find your ship still there, still in as decent condition as it was before. It's ratty and beaten up, of course, but that's the ship you guys bought.
Mm-hmm.
How's the intern?
Yeah.
Gonna open up?
Yeah, I'll hail him to open up the door.
Door sort of slides open and Darius just peeks out.
Got some company.
Oh,
And if you
okay.
could... Do you know how to remove restraining bolts?
yeah.
All right.
I
So-
can.
Because we're going to need that done.
Elixel, who's sort of been finding high places and looking through his scope on occasion, will. Are you headed? Fuck. Give it to William to make a character with a speech pattern.
Oh, yeah.
Query. Is this where our arrangement ends?
Could you check something out for me real quick and let me know? I'll tell him, I'll ask him to check out just real quick before I say we wanted to go check this out, but if you could look at it first, I'll tell him about that area where that dude was looking through, and if you could just let me know if that person's related to this at all. I think we should be good.
Statement. The possibilities will be examined.
All right. Well, you let me know what those possibilities look like, and I will let Lux know that you helped us.
He sort of heads on off. As that goes on, I'm assuming you're carting everyone onto the ship.
Yeah.
Yep.
Darius looks a little uncomfortable, but you need restraining bolts.
On those 3 droids.
Did we close the doors first?
Did
Like
you?
get everybody on the ship and then close the doors? Or okay.
Yeah. Everybody on.
Okay.
I'm the last one inside. Because I was talking to Helix, so. Yeah. If you could do that while we ask Jez a few more questions.
All right. I'll guess I'll get my tools. He heads off to sort of essentially get the maintenance stuff out of the engineering room where it's typically kept. Powder, what are you doing?
Trying to talk to the droids.
Okay. They seem aware of you, but they don't seem like they're particularly interested in and or responding to what you're saying. But what are you trying to...
Just like trying to ask what their names are or if they're happy, if they're okay, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you're not getting much of a response. One of them sort of whistles at you, but doesn't make any particularly significant comment.
Okay. Is there anything that I can do to like check and make sure they're not gonna like turn on us as soon as we unbolt them?
Yeah, you can read them as well as you could try and read anyone else. So I guess that would be a cool difficulty to with a setback die, because these droids, they do have restraining bolts right now, which may be limiting their actions and or expressions.
Okay. Setback. You said cool. Just 1 threat.
You have never tried to interact with or read droids before, or not droids, but our units with restraining bolts. You've never tried to be like, okay, what are you really feeling under there?
Yeah.
Sometimes, of course, it might be obvious, but in this case,
Not so much.
No, you're not getting much of anything.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, what are you guys doing?
I was gonna lead Jez to the mess room, the kitchen.
Okay.
Do you want anything to drink? We have water and liquor. Pretty much it.
She looks at you. What the fuck do you want?
Oh, we want to find our friend. And we have an idea that Chunguska has our friend. So the sooner we get our friend, the sooner we're gone.
What's that got to do with me? What do you want from me?
You said he likes to park there. He's not there now. Where do the twins hang out?
Twins hang out wherever they feel like. Mostly they're keeping an eye, doing recon on other gangs, making sure no one's got particular talent, setting the track for our benefit. I don't know, stuff like that.
Okay.
They're
Do you
not
know
going to
where
know
they
any more
are?
than I do.
Don't they do a lot for Tunguska?
Yeah. Making
And
sure
you're
that the
new.
turns are just tight enough that the competitors can't spin out and blow up, setting up trip wires. They do a lot for Tunguska. They're not going to know where your random friend is just because they work together. Or I guess your friend doesn't work. Whatever. This is the dumbest interrogation I've been in a while, and trust me, people on heavy drugs do not do good interrogation.
Well, normally the people that I catch, I don't interrogate. I just take to wherever they're fucking wanted. So, do you know how long they've been with Tunguska?
Twins, maybe a year longer than I have, too.
So they're not
I know they bumped around before that, but I don't know exactly where they're from.
Do you have a data pad?
No?
Is she lying? Or can I spot one on her?
You can make me a cool check.
Okay.
Difficulty of 2. I'm gonna flip a dark side point because you guys clearly need them. So upgrade your roll.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wish I could help, but I have no clue.
Is Powder in the room, or is she back with? Are they back with the droids?
I got one failure.
They're with the droids.
Well, she
Waiting for
must have a
Darius.
data pad.
She must be lying. Yeah, no. Powder is waiting for Darius to come back with the kit to help out the droids.
So over with Powder, Darius does come back after a few minutes, set down sort of a small toolkit, pull out some duct tape, a little spanner thing. Star Wars duct tape is fucking useful in Star Wars.
Well, yeah. It has a dark side and a light side, and it holds everything together. It makes sense.
That too, but that was not the thing I was going.
I love how Jeremy's just staring at me now. Think of it about I'll be here all week. All right. Yes.
And he starts working on the first restraining bolt. So you just need the bolts removed. He does a mechanics check.
Is there anything I can do to help him to make that check easier for him?
Well, he's just looking things over as he does his work. This isn't really a check that can be assisted with.
Okay.
They're all kind of beat up, but they seem healthy enough, not critical. I'm not trying to pry, but what's up?
We are assisting their release.
Okay.
Kind of.
Got it. Works well enough for me. And he'll sort of pop off the first one. this small red droid. Might want to look at your arm later. It looks like it's got some dust stuck in it, but should have removed the bolt. Removing the bolt should have done it. And he'll move on. Second one. Sort of just going through the process. Do you want to do anything as he does that?
Well, I do have repair patches.
Okay.
So I can fix what I can.
All right. Make me a mechanics check, difficulty of 3. This is kind of delicate, but with a boost die because Darius has sort of pointed out, mostly talking to these droids, but pointed out what seems to be the most significant issues. I need to take the paper clips off my desk because they all end up like this.
All right, mechanics, difficulty 3 with a boost die. That would be a success and an advantage.
Yeah, even with Darius's help, it's not easy, but applying the patch, you're sort of getting them in a little better condition. Patches typically heal essentially damage, whereas this is more wear over time.
Okay.
But possibly helping them feel a little better, especially like because they came directly from the race pit.
Yeah. So should I bring my patches down by 1 or by?
Yeah.
Okay, just by 1.
I believe so. If they're single-use items, which I think they are.
Yes. They are indeed single-use items.
Okay. All right. So, Praz, back with you. Look, your friend scares me. You don't. What the fuck is going on here? What do you want? Oh, nothing's fine. Can I go now?
You were talking to Powder?
No, it's like I said, back with Praz. What the fuck do you want?
I think Cody is having internet issues.
Yeah.
Well, while that resolves, having had this conversation, as Darius and Powder try and help out, we're gonna, very brief, I guess, for a little bit, move back to play and piss off the Empire.
I feel like it's plan rescue the scientist and piss off compound thing.
Jeremy, you are muted, though.
It's not the official plan name, but functionally, it might as well be. Because everything we've done and everything we're going to do, to the point that, assumedly, on about 45% chance we actually escape this alive, will be pissing off the Empire.
True, but the official name is Operation Middle Finger.
I like that. I'm
So
okay with
as
that.
you
That is a
walk
good
back
plan.
from having sort of murdered an Imperial
Sort
agent
of.
in broad daylight,
Well,
We only murdered him a little.
I
a little dead is still dead in this setting.
we
Just
left,
a skosh.
we left off with my knife in his neck, right?
We left off with,
And
and there's kind of blood everywhere, including on your clothes.
Yeah, so dragging him back to that more hidden place that we had been interrogating. I just want to go through his clothes for any
I've
data
seen-
pads.
Okay. We've already done this, so it's going to be with an additional setback, but make me
Have we gone through his clothes?
Yes, we did.
Yes,
I don't
you
remember.
both you and Lux gave him a pat down while he was still alive.
Yeah.
figured with him being dead, it'd be easier.
Yes, which is why I'm letting you make the roll again at all.
Yeah.
Difficulty 2, 1 setback dice.
Yes. Difficulty 2 with 1 setback die.
What was the roll?
Fuck, I just had it. It is skullduggery.
Skullduggery. Flat roll.
Well, you've already kind of patted this guy down a few times, so you do the same pat down and you're like, well,
Yep.
his flesh is stuck now because that's what happens when you die is you are less malleable. His hands are kind of, you can move the bones, but you don't think there's anything hiding inside of the bone.
Sorry, what did we find on him? I've forgotten.
There was, so the key thing was he had some kind of signal device that could be used, we're assuming, to send word back to whoever he was working for.
Yes, and you're
And
assuming that may have also been how he found the rebel agent that you guys were.
It was a scanner of some kind.
Yeah, it was mechanically it's just a scanner as in the other ones in the book,
Okay.
but it may have some additional features or specifically tuned to certain frequencies.
Yep.
Um,
As I'm dumping him in a basket, like in a trash can somewhere in the back alley, just talking to Lux. So, anything we can do with the stuff we got off of him?
Oh, almost certainly. Once we get back, once we get to a place where I can operate, that's not an alleyway.
I assume you can. I assume you can send our friend that we rescued a message when we got to the ship. Or once, well, no, we don't have a ship. Fuck, I keep forgetting that.
Yes,
we
yes,
get
that's
back
the problem.
to
We don't
our
have a
hotel
ship.
room. we
Mm,
can't.
no,
Ship anymore.
I don't have a communication. I have my slicing tools. We have communication with each other. I do not have my communication codes.
Okay.
Actually,
Want to go try to find him?
if we can get to it, no. I have my communication codes. I'm not entirely, because I pulled everything off
Yeah.
the old ship into a backup.
and you put
So
all of your security systems on the new ship, but you would still have that backup.
I still have that. I still have that external hard drive.
Essentially, yes.
The USB flash drive of like 17 terabytes. Because
Okay, it's Star Wars. A USB flash drive is
It's
far
like this
too
big.
advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like a little brick.
I am very hesitant to use that if we are not on our own ship, though.
Yeah, let's go see if we can. We just warned him off like a few minutes ago. We may still be able to catch up to him now that the.
Hold on just a sec. Before we do that, I just hand over all of the stuff. I will be back
Going.
to get some cleanup supplies.
Okay. I start sort of set all the stuff down. Start like cleaning myself off while I wait.
Okay.
As
So-
best I can.
Lux is going to go to, for lack of a better term, a pharmacy store, something like that. And she's going to pick up a few things. She's going to pick up vinegar, iodine, stop by the equivalent of a hardware store and pick up the equivalent of if he's some kind of fire starter.
Yeah, sure. You can get a portable blowtorch.
Lighter fluid.
Not a blowtorch, because no, like lighter fluid. Yes, something like that.
Okay.
Fuel. That's-
Yeah.
Yep.
And and also at the pharmacy, she's gonna get gloves and
All right.
That's
I'm going to say all told that comes to about 10 credits.
That's cool.
But
yeah, she does. She is fine with whatever the price is. And she comes back, puts on the gloves, starts spraying down the entire area in iodine, which destroys all DNA.
I open up the trash can that I've dumped him into. Close it.
Oh no, open it back up as she grabs the lighter fluid can. Empty the entire thing in there. Spread vinegar around because that further dilutes everything.
okay.
And then
I'm gonna really quick grab some of that vinegar and use it to get some of the blood off my coat.
yes, yeah, clean
Because
up.
my coat is red, so it's not gonna show the blood super well, but every little bit counts.
Yep. And then, all right, let's back up a little bit. Because I poured a shit ton of accelerant in there. Light match. Make sure I'm far enough away and throw in.
I'll
Roll
use...
me a d10.
Okay. If we get a little hurt, that's fine. I am as soon as it's like
It's not about you're far enough away, don't worry about it. I just want to determine what happens based on. Okay, look. So you two have backed up a decent ways away and you throw it and there is a pretty loud explosion. Possibly some of the other things that were already in the dumpster or something also caught, which may have combusted things further. So there's this loud, almost fireball that
for sure
shoots up out of
as
the
soon as
alley
she's certain it's
with smoke.
It's on the right arc that it's going to get in the can and not like fall to the side or something like that. Yeah. She has grabbed Sen's arm and is like turning to walk quickly away.
You walk quickly away. I want you both to make me deception rolls just as you are getting out of an alley and towards an area where more people may be.
Yes.
Difficulty of 2.
Okay.
We'll play him. Flat roll.
Deception. Difficulty of 2. All right.
It's a wash.
Success and 2 advantages.
Sen, you're not quite prepared. However, Lux, you're carrying yourself off decently well, as though nothing just happened. Not necessarily nothing happened behind you, but that you had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Sen is not used to cleaning up crime scenes and running away like there's nothing.
I feel like it's more like I just wasn't prepared for the yank, and I'm still like trailing behind you slightly.
You're like, oh, fireball, that's cool. Ah, fuck.
We're doing the wife walking away very quickly, dragging husband behind scene right now.
Yep.
But you two managed to continue walking off, leaving behind this agent of the Empire who disrupted your plans. Looking for your ally, or?
I pull back out that scanner and hand it back over to Lux.
Yep.
So, do we want to try to find our guy while he's still potentially in the area, or what?
I feel so he's pretty smart. I feel like on one hand I still want to say yes because that's my instinct. But on the other hand, he is pretty smart. He has to know from that situation it's time to get the hell out of Dodge. And 2, while I'm moderately sure we are safe at the moment, if there is somebody following or keeping an eye on us, we could lead them straight to him.
True. Alternatively, we could also use the help.
He's not going to help.
Maybe not physically with the act, but with gathering access to the computer.
Point 2, I don't want him to help because as much as I would like otherwise, part of Dorian's whole thing is he doesn't want anybody to have access to this. And if I'm going to not let the rebellion get access to this, I don't want them to even know about it, because that's more dangerous than them. Yeah. They'll do stupid things to do it, to get to it.
Standard. All right, well then let's back to
Understandably stupid things, because that's a game changer, but
let's back to hotel and lay low.
yep,
For the rest of the day then.
sounds like a plan.
You make your way back to your hotel room.
Did we accomplish the thing that we actually set out to accomplish today?
What did you set out to accomplish today? Because you got new information.
I think what we had set out to
Kind
accomplish
of.
was to familiarize ourselves with routes, with the ambush sites. Routes.
Yeah, you had an hour or so to do that beforehand. But like tomorrow is essentially the day
Oh,
you suspect.
What we were going to we were heading actually. I'll bring this back up. We had been heading to our locations where we're going setting up tomorrow.
Yes.
To make sure we had access to what we need. So we may still want to do that.
You can still do that if you would like.
Do what? Sorry.
We didn't get a chance to finish checking out lookout points.
You guys were going
True.
to find your ambush spots.
Yeah, we were going to, and then we got waylaid by
Events.
Chari.
Yeah.
We're going to call him Chari from now on.
Okay.
Because he's charred.
I got it, the reference.
Okay. I just want to make sure you got it.
Yes, it wasn't subtle.
Jokes are sometimes lost on you.
We should go check out our lookout spots.
All right.
So
He gets in oddly funny moods, jokey moods after committing murder.
Well, murder committed. You joke your way back to the sites you were looking at. So all of the spots you identified with Praz are reasonably subtle and likely en route.
Mm-hmm.
What are you hoping to set up?
Well, I think right now we were hoping to set up our actual lookout points for trying to make sure that we know exactly where one of us is going to be to watch the town hall and the jail, and then the other one knowing where they're set up to watch the. We had already sort of marked out, where we both know where the ambush spots are. We can communicate to each other which one we need to head to based on how they're moving. Now we just need to get ourselves confirmed on how we're set up to watch the.
I'm gonna say, given the stuff you've done in advance, you can make me a perception check with a boost die to find these two spots that coincide with each other well.
Difficulty what?
Difficulty of 2.
Nope.
2 successes.
All right. Lex, you haven't actually been on this route before, so a lot of what you're doing is instead spending your time being sure you're like,
Yes.
okay, I see why this is our ambush spot. I understand where things come from. Sen, you've been around these routes a few times now, and you're able to spot a few buildings that you can either get up through a sort of fire escape or just happen to be low enough that you could probably pull yourself up. That would give you the vantage you're looking for. They're not like ideal sniper spots, and this is the colony is pretty openly designed, but if no one's looking for snipers on the roof or anything, you should be able to conceal yourselves reasonably well while also having clear lines of sight and access to each other.
I'm gonna go up here and check out this roof real quick. Stay here and keep an eye out.
No problem.
I'm going force leap horizontally, or force leap vertically, to get up to the ladder that I need to get to.
Just right
Do
into
you
the
need
wall.
to make an athletics check for that, or does it just happen?
I can just do it. I can
Okay.
leap. I can leap anywhere in short range
Okay.
band.
So you sort of concentrate and push yourself upwards, catching on the ledge, because these are reasonably tall buildings, and pulling yourself fully up. This does sort of confirm what you thought from the ground. It's going that you could see the other spot, and you can see the two routes, the two more prominent routes from here.
Does this look like it's like somebody's patio, or does it look like it's like the roof where their AC unit?
It looks more like the roof where an AC unit is. It doesn't seem like it. Not that it doesn't support your weight or couldn't support the weight of people being up here,
No,
but
I'm more
that its
concerned
function is as a roof, not as
Yeah.
a place of walking around.
I'm more concerned with if it seems like a place that's regularly populated.
No.
Okay.
Again, you have some cover. There's like an AC unit-esque device on top, and there's like essentially that billboard jut where the top of the roof is, but it is pretty exposed.
Okay, so I'd have to be like crouching or.
Yeah, you'd have to be crouching, otherwise careful.
All right.
You don't think it would raise huge alarms if someone just happened to glance by and see someone up here? Oh, probably a maintenance worker.
What's the color? What's the color of the roof?
Tan, I guess.
Okay.
Star Wars doesn't usually paint houses.
Tan, white. I was just trying to see if it was a lighter color. So I'll after just doing a quick scan, I'll come back over and hop and climb back down. All right, so this is a good spot for watching the town hall and jail. I'll take this one because we'll have to be high up, and I can get down quicker than you, I believe.
Okay.
And you did spot the other one, which was a fire escape. If you want to confirm that one as well.
Yep, and let's go check out the other spot and make sure that we're set up in the places that we need to be. The other one just to double check it and see what it's like.
Yeah. Well, go headed up the fire escape. This one's a little dingier, which actually possibly works to your advantage. But because you are using the fire escape, there's a little bit of risk that someone may notice you heading up. No one seems to at this time. And again, the rooftop is fairly exposed, but has places of cover that you could hide from. And you can pretty clearly see most of the third route.
Here. This will be your spot.
Okay.
We'll be in communication with each other. Our comm links. Call out if you see it, and then we'll meet up at one of the spots. Whoever spots it will follow them, while the other heads out ahead. We'll have one behind him. Coordinate.
Cool.
I'm thinking stun grenade in the middle of them with smoke grenade following behind. Run in, grab dude, run out.
Yeah. I feel like one of us. Well, you because lightsaber. You should do the run in, grab, get out. I can still provide cover fire at that point.
Yeah, and then I'll get him to. Well,
yeah.
We've already determined where our meetup point afterwards is going to be, so I'll get him to you, and then I'll run off distraction while you guys run more subtly towards the starport.
Yep. Is it encouraging or frightening that this is perhaps the best plan we've had in a while?
Encouraging.
Sure.
Frightening.
Tonight,
I will take God's word over yours.
Tonight we can see if we can't find a ship docking permit or something on that man's scanner. and see if he
Yes.
had a ship of his own that you could possibly steal. Make this a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, also, I just want to get this out now. In case something terribly happens and one of us both die and I'm not able to say this. I was fucking right about that vision, asshole.
And that is where we're going to transition over, as the response is clearly prepped, but I need to let the other people talk.
A response is had.
Cody.
Yep.
Internet. Or internet better? No.
It's stable for now,
Okay.
which is the best I can hope for.
So as you're continuing this interrogation, I'm fast before I'm gonna ask again. The fuck do you want out of me?
What kind of ship does Tunguska use? Just point it. I'm gonna pull up the list, the manifest that we got of all the ships that were headed in this general direction that Lux found for us, and I'll say, what does he fly?
None of those are his ship. His is an UG, you know. You can roll me an intelligence outer rim check.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know the names of ships, but I just had an image of a flying boot.
I mean, that's not terribly inaccurate.
What was it? Outer rim?
Yeah.
I'm going to use a light side. Upgrade. What difficulty?
Difficulty 3.
Okay. Outer rim. A failure and an advantage.
Okay. You're certain you don't know that kind of ship. Or you don't know what that means.
I'm not familiar with that brand of starship.
Yeah, if you think it's a brand of starship, that would be why you're not familiar with it.
I catch people, I'm not a mechanic.
Cobbled together. They're junkyard ships. Take what you have. The working wings from this one and the working cockpit from this one, and then you stick on a storage compartment and you've got a ship.
Yeah, that sounds appealing, I guess, to some people.
Look, if your friend was picked up by a bounty hunter or something, it's probably not, and then head off from there. It's probably not from Tunguska's ship. Probably just.
Did he say he was going anywhere? Did he tell you?
He said he was here, or supposedly headed here.
I thought he was. Now I'm asking you. Seeing as how I've been proven wrong.
I'm not an encyclopedia.
I'm aware.
What are you asking?
Because it's a yes or no question. Do you know where he is? Was he leaving? Did he tell you guys, the gang, that he was going somewhere for something? Expect him back in a few days?
No. You don't really understand how being part of a miner or grunt in a gang works, do you?
No.
No. I was told by one of the underbosses to do my job. Take care of the bots, take care of the racers,
Okay.
Keep things neat and drive around for cash or whatever. Don't let the rich idiot try and buy a gang. I don't know. It's not like you personally talked to him and we're good friends or something.
course not. You guys are in a gang.
You know, it kind of sounds, every time you talk about your friend, it kind of sounds like you're in a cult, which is worse.
How does it sound like I'm in a cult? Every time I talk about my friend.
Not a lot of people out here are quite that obsessively dedicated to getting someone back.
Well, so what? He's my friend. If one of your friends were kidnapped, would you just? Oh fuck! I guess they're gone.
Yes, I live on Nar Shaddaa. Yes. Oh fuck! I guess they're gone. Let me make sure that person's not coming after me. Are they? No. Yes. Okay. Work from there. I don't run off and poke whatever hornet's nest ate the last idiot that poked it.
You got no sense of adventure then.
Are we done?
That's sort of implicit in their job title of being the mechanic for the swoop bikes at the racetrack.
Yeah.
And over to Powder. And the other member of this crew with no sense of adventure, who is currently plopping off the last of the restraining bolts.
Okay.
Well, anything else you need?
Not at this time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me know, and not to seem distrustful, but just keep an eye on them
Of course.
until head off, leaving you with the droids.
Okay. Now that they have been unrestrained, can I talk to them and try and get anything out of them? Ask, their name or how they're feeling.
What are you doing? What are you saying?
I'll probably ask the first one that was unbolted.
Okay, little red one.
Yeah. What is your name?
He beeps off an identification code number.
Okay. And then they'll ask in binary if speaking in binary is easier.
I understand you either way. But the response does come in binary because our
units are
not equipped with the synthesizers required to speak in basic.
Okay. Then just for the simplicity of Powder trying to be nice, the entire conversation will happen in binary.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Well, I'm not that sparkly sunshine.
Were you treated well?
You don't look new enough to be asking that.
There are many things about me that are deceiving.
It's fine for what it was. Was it nice? Fuck no.
Trying to think. Sorry.
It's fine.
This is for great audio.
Don't worry about the audio.
Yeah.
I like the idea that I love the idea that based on our characters within the Star Wars universe, all our 2 units are just salty as fuck all the time. It's
One of 3 is salty as fuck. That is a completely acceptable ratio of salty
yes,
and
but when you include rerun.
Yeah.
That's 2 of 4.
2 of 4. 50-50 odds.
Exactly.
Do your thing.
So they'll turn to one of the other ones and ask, "What is your name?"
Rainbow Butterfly Sunshine.
I have a new favorite droid.
Sorry, that's me laughing, not Powder. Oh my god. Okay. How are you feeling?
Yellow, orange, and purple, thanks.
Wonderful. And then they'll turn to the last one.
The second droid just starts spinning around in joy. Okay.
And they'll ask the third one, "What is your name?"
R3NB.
How are you feeling?
You ask weird questions. I guess I'm fine. What? Buddy? Who need repaired today?
Powder will literally do like the sweeping gesture of of the ship.
Understood. I'll get right to work. Starts trundling off
Thank you.
down a hallway.
Do I
Okay.
see a little R3 unit just like and then go down a hallway?
You said
do
you were
I
not
start it?
having this conversation right, and you went to
No.
a separate room.
Yeah, we're in the kitchen.
So no.
Okay.
You see nothing.
Eventually, when I hear the welding, I'll know that something's happening, and
I
not
just
know
love
what
how
the
I've
thing
got
has
this-
done so far.
I just love how I've let a random droid just go
No.
wander the ship.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause why not?
Very in character for Powder. Okay.
Yeah.
So Praz, anything else you're gonna try and accomplish here?
I mean, no. I offered her a job. She obviously doesn't want it.
You did kidnap her at gunpoint.
I know.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
Yeah, no. No, I don't have anything right now that I can think of.
Okay. Then what are you doing? Because you still exist, even if you don't have
Yeah.
anything else to ask.
Yeah.
Stands there, staring at the
Yeah.
as the hamster wheel gets tired and stops moving.
The hamster has been running for many, 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 many hours. I'm gonna she can have whatever, eat if she wants. I'm gonna go actually ask the droids if they have, or I'll ask her if she knows the transponder code for Tunguska's ship. I doubt it, but is that something you would even be allowed?
Do I have this transponder code for my boss's ship memorized?
Do you have access
No.
to it?
No. It's not like we've got a long-range transmitter just to check up and say hi. Sure, we get orders sometimes, but it's not like we're in direct, immediate contact.
All right. What's your underboss's name? Or where do they hang out?
Wow. Somewhere, probably in the next few sectors. Just shows up, looks ominous, glares at me with glowing red eyes, and says something that I've got to do. It's not really a relationship where many names get passed around.
Okay. I am going to go ask the droids if they've ever worked on the ship and know the transponder code.
You come
I'm
out to
assuming
only
I show
see
up and there's
two
only
of them.
two. Yeah.
Yeah. So you walk down the hall, and as you arrive, there are two droids. One with a mostly yellow paint job that is twirling around in excitement and wiggling little arms. And a red one that's just sort of standing there, seemingly looking at powder. The bolts have been removed.
Okay. So yeah, I'll pull up a chair to the nearest, as close as I can to both of them, and say, "Have either of you? Where's the third one? Have either of you ever worked on Tunguska's ship?"
Worked on a lot of ships.
Tunguska's main ship, I guess, the one he parks at the starport.
Worked on a lot of ships. And the second one goes, "You need more daisies. Daisies would help with this. I've never been there.
Okay.
Awake.
You've never been there awake. Oh, tough break. By chance, do either of you know Rerun? I doubt it. But
Rerun.
I point at the one that's constantly just, I worked on a lot of ships. The one that's just as salty as Rerun. So you guys got to be friends or related. It's same batch.
Not all annoyed droids are related.
Yeah.
And our Rerun sounds like the name of an R3 unit. I'm an R2 unit.
Hashtag not all droids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the R3 is the one I haven't seen.
No, the R3 is the yellow one that keeps on twirling around with the little arms.
Okay.
There are two R2 units and an R3 unit.
Okay.
Wait. No. Yes. The R3 unit is the one you haven't seen.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I could have sworn the R3 was often running in the ship.
There's two yellow ones and two R2 units, and they're not
the same.
Okay. Yep.
back.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Now that Prez is back and talking to the red one and the yellow one, Powder is going to go find the R3 unit that took off randomly in the ship just to check up.
Make me a perception.
Okay. Difficulty of?
I'll say 1, given that this is your ship and you have spent about a week on it at this point.
Okay. Reception. Oh, that's horrible. That's a failure.
You have no idea where that droid went. Though you do see evidence of welding, so presumably you went down the right way. You're just not sure where they are now.
All right, I'm going to keep going. Just making
I feel
sure
like
that
that's a Lux expression from Jeremy.
You know nothing. You know nothing. I'm going to keep going and making sure that they're not like welding things that shouldn't be welded.
Lux is like, oh, why do I suddenly have a headache and a desire to curse in several languages? I don't understand.
I don't know.
2 weeks or a week from now, presuming Lux is still alive.
Yeah.
Lux has this sudden deep feeling of dread.
Yep.
No, actually, I think this would be the same day of our plan because it was
No.
No, because they've traveled. They're traveled.
So
took us out of sync.
Yeah. Your plan, if assuming that you don't go several days over when the Empire does the transfer, will have concluded by the time they arrive.
Okay, I thought I was off by it.
Yeah, that's why I said the time dilation is such that you two have almost no way of getting in contact, even if you manage to get a ship.
Yep. But yeah, so I'm basically now I'm checking to make sure that what's being welded, like needed to be welded, and it isn't just like randomly welding things shut. And continuing to see if I can find
a mechanics check of difficulty 1 because it's not very
It's
hard.
just slapping metal places. Doesn't even make sense.
Well, that's 3 successes.
I mean, needed is a stretch. Is places that could or probably in the initial design should have been welded? Yes.
Okay. But it doesn't look like it's like welding doors shut or like doing things that are harming the ship.
No, but it probably isn't technically necessary or a priority in a lot of these spots. But no, none of your doors have been welded shut as of yet.
Okay. As of yet, they say.
Can't get to the cockpit. The door's welded shut.
All right, so yeah, I'm just going to continue to search for the droid.
Okay. All right. So, as that continues, we are going back to Team Fuck the Empire. Or Operation Middle Finger, whatever you guys decided to call this.
Operation Middle Finger.
You have your setup, and tomorrow's the day.
First thing we were planning on doing was seeing if Lux can get you guys' scanner and see if it had a ship. You're muted, Jeremy.
Yes. So, we'll get back to the hotel room, and I will break out all of my tools and start doing a little exploratory surgery, for lack of a better term, on this scanner, and see what wonderful little tricks I can potentially use this for.
And I'm checking an inventory on the weapons.
Okay. Your inventory. That's going to be a mechanics difficulty of...
Not my best roll. I work software.
3, given that this is slightly modified technology that you're not terribly familiar with.
Alrighty, I will spend a dark side or a light side point for that.
a light side spending.
And I've got it at 3. Okay. A success, a triumph, and 2 threats.
With 2 threats of success and a triumph, you see but manage to avoid tripping this sort of small side chip that is presumably like not necessarily an Imperial tracker, but an Imperial beacon of some variety.
Right.
Probably, as you suspected before, if you had destroyed this or tried to reprogram it without first identifying this chip,
it would have been bad.
Yeah.
Would have been bad.
I mean, not worse than what you're planning on doing tomorrow, but it wouldn't have been nice.
I mean, what happens tomorrow is fine because we're expecting that. Yeah. This would have, and that's our own actions. It would have been bad. Would have been tipped us off, and yeah.
This would not have gone well with the plan.
No.
But aside from that, most of the functionality does seem to be standard scanner functionality. There is a particular frequency set that seemed to be hardwired in as the default.
Okay. Is it a set I recognize?
Not really, though you would know if it is an Imperial set. They have definitely updated those in the time period since you were gone.
Yes.
Given how frequently they are updated.
But it is, and this is me, this is probably me, this may or may not be the case to how it works, and that's fine. Would it be in sort of that
category,
that sort of band of frequency that I would recognize as, this is not.
It's not in such a band of frequency that you'd expect it to. Like if you're not like, oh, that's an Imperial frequency set,
right?
But you've been gone long enough that if the possibility that has changed is not outside the realm of chance.
Fair enough.
You'd know more if you'd been there like last year, but
right.
You've been gone 10, 15 years at this point, I believe.
That. I feel like it's been let's see.
I checked this when I made my notes on this item. But you've been gone more than
much looking. I've been gone at least a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily match anything that you've been messing around with when you've been hacking the Empire systems. But again, that's not necessarily surprising. An agent like this would have separate codes if these
right.
Beyond that,
about 3 or 4 years.
Sorry. Yeah. Beyond that, if you find the entry for scanner in the inventory section, it has all of that functionality.
Okay. There's not much I can do with this, unfortunately. I don't know. I don't feel like this is going to be incredibly helpful to us.
Well, can we at least put a bother to us?
It's not programmed to send out into like particular locating pings, or it has to
Not
be
unless you
triggered
press the
every now
panic
and
button.
okay. And it has to be triggered every certain amount of time, or
No.
okay, cool.
That would be
Uh,
inconvenient in cover or other situations that
Yeah.
it might be used in.
I mean, we don't want to destroy it
Okay.
because that'll tip them off. But yeah, we will not be bringing it with us.
Right. Is there anything else that we got off of him that might be useful? I say it.
The
Right,
badge.
All right. Well, I guess you can keep a hold of that. You'll probably be able to use it better.
I do kind of wish I'd been able to get it, Alec, but he wasn't trusting in that uniform.
Yeah, he wasn't.
It said that works actually because I mean that'll be a good way to surprise somebody if we get outside of that I don't think so. There wasn't anything ridiculously useful. There was a blaster, which will be nice because it's a blaster.
I'll hand that over to you. It's a light. It's a light blaster. I think.
Yeah.
I have one already,
Yep.
but I'll hand it to you for purposes of giving it to our scientist friend.
Yep.
Check the weapons; they're all good to go. Get the carbine. You get these blasters. I've got my lightsaber. Like it.
Okay.
I'm gonna be swinging a lightsaber around, so I don't.
I'm not really. I honestly don't know if that's going to help much because that will immediately. First pike is big enough that you can't hide it.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm not trained in how to use one, which means I will probably just fuck myself or Dorian up. I feel like my best chance with him is going to be as soon as you get him, shove him off in a direction while hopefully there's still smoke. I can intercept him, and then the way we're going to escape is by being incognito.
That's fair. I will on me. Yes, slung on my back.
Cool.
Capacitate someone. Alright, well then. Good night's rest. We're gonna get all our energy
Yep.
and wits about us in the morning.
Word. Also, I was right. Go ahead and cut over.
No, you weren't. Anyway.
2.
As they devolve into the same conversation that I get the sense Lux and Sen have every half an hour or so.
I mean, so she's saying it in. First of all, she does know that she's right, but she's saying it more in a teasing, insulting sort of way, just to diffuse the tension of the fact that they are walking into a suicide mission.
Yep.
So she just keeps bringing it up essentially as a joke.
Yeah.
But she was right. There she was. Sorry.
We go to bed.
Right. Yes, eventually you go to fucking sleep. And the next morning, because kids didn't really do all that much, next morning you wake up and you've got a empire to invade, I guess.
I'm going to my lookout point.
I mean,
I don't know. You've got grand adventure-y things to do.
Invading the Empire seems like overstating what we're doing. We're not launching an assault on Biss.
Nope.
I go to my lookout point.
Yep.
Make sure that Lux is on.
Yes, I make my way to mine.
All right.
Wait for sign of somebody leaving one of those a group of a
Just
larger
as a
than normal group
baseline.
of people.
While you two are setting up, I want you both to roll me stealth rolls just for how subtle you are at being on the roof.
Oh.
These are difficulty 2, and I do have enough dark side points to spend one on each of you.
Yes, you do.
Which one of you is gonna take the 6-pack of beer up there with you and just start cracking them up on the roof? Just
Either
toss
one
them
of
down
us.
when you're done.
Praz, I
not
think you're
sure.
thinking of
We're
you.
not Pratt.
No.
Success and an advantage.
Stealth. 2 successes, a threat, and a triumph.
The upgrades didn't hurt you. All right. So you're both doing your best to keep your heads down. Sen, you have a lot more familiarity with all of the buildings, and you've been wandering around a lot more, so you're at a significantly better. You're significantly better at knowing where to obscure yourself from. Lux, you do a very passable job, especially because this is not your first rodeo in this case.
Right.
And as long as no one's looking for you, both of you are probably good.
Okay.
Over the afterwards. So, do you want to throw a stun grenade or a smoke grenade? We need to figure out our order.
Whoever's closer should throw the stun. We need that one to be accurate.
So, whoever's following behind.
Yeah.
All right.
Vigilance checks from both of you.
What difficulty?
Difficulty of 2. How well are you keeping
Excellent.
watch?
I am keeping watch.
And I will just let you know in advance that more successes would probably be very useful on this.
Yeah,
roll.
I am
Yep.
going.
As with most rolls, more successes
I'm keeping
are
watch very
advantageous.
well, and I'm going to spend a light side point.
So am I.
Just giving them right back.
Right back. Upgrade. We get any sort of boost for the preparation that we've done in the scouting?
All of the preparation scouting you've done for this particular role, because you're watching essentially all of the city to see these routes, is the reason you can make this role without significantly more difficulty or setback. A difficulty of 2 is the
2 advantage. No
All right.
success. No success or failure.
All
Yes.
right. So you're both keeping your eyes out and watching. It's a little hard to continuously watch the doors to these places because while the prison is a little less trafficked,
Mm-hmm.
people are still going in and out, and it makes you a little jumpy to just watch that, and you know that keeping your eyes on one spot is not the best way to go about this. So you have to kind of trail around. Sen, similarly, you're splitting your attention between these 2 places, but you've got a good vantage point to both. The first few times someone enters the town hall, you have to stop, or exits the town hall, you have to stop yourself from jumping up. Okay, that's my cue. But you're both keeping a decent eye out. And as the first few hours of the day wear on, you're keeping yourselves low, watching, doing a stakeout, and we will return to find out what happens. As we go back to Nar Shaddaa, where you're on a ship.
Yep.
What you
we are-
doing?
So, Powder left the room.
Yep.
It's just the 2 droids and me. Darius isn't in there, is he? He left.
Darius left. You know where he'd be. In either his room or the ship's engine room, given that the ship is not in great shape. He's been kind of keeping it together.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm gonna head back to see if Jez can send a message to her underboss asking to meet up.
When you enter back into the kitchen, Jez is not there.
Motherfucker. I'm gonna go towards the exit. We don't have a button that just instantly locks down the place, so.
No, you don't have a button to instantly lock down the pleasure ship.
So yeah, I'm gonna head to the exit.
To the exit? Okay. Checking the exit.
And I'm looking for her on the way.
Make me a vigilance
She got
roll.
lost. What?
Vigilance.
Difficulty
of 2.
2. Alright. 1 success.
Okay. Powder, what are you doing there this time?
Hang on. I have to re-roll that.
Have I found the other droid?
Not yet. Though you're essentially following the trail of maintenance.
The trail of welding. It's like the Trail of Tears, only not as sad. I don't know.
With 3 successes and a triumph, Praz, you're looking and you're headed towards the door, and you're 100% sure she has not come this way. The door hasn't been opened. Doesn't seem like anyone's tried to get out. You don't happen to see her, but you do also notice the trails of randomly welded bits and half repaired maintenance.
Okay. I don't know what that's about, but as long as nothing looks like it's on fire, I'll wait. But I'll lock the exit and then head to the cockpit.
Did you not lock the exit when you initially entered?
We shut it. We didn't lock it.
Okay.
As far as I know.
I
Good
wouldn't
to
have
know.
locked it.
I'll keep that in mind in the future. All right.
I thought we were taking off after we did, but
Powder. Still
Yes.
just
Be
following the
traffickers.
trail. Make me a vigilance check.
all right. What's my difficulty?
Difficulty of 2.
Vigilance. That would be a failure and 2 advantage.
You continue following the trail and eventually circle back around and realize that this is where you started and these were the trails you were starting. And you got turned around at some point.
How did I get turned around on my own ship?
Just kept turning left.
Someone drive by with hates my.
Yeah, sorry. It's the perils of living in an industrial area. They assume that nobody cares. Okay, so I've gotten turned around. Well, I'm going to go back to the last place that I remember. And,
Rainbow Butterfly Sunshine is still here.
Okay. Sure, I'll ask Rainbow Butterfly Sunshine. Can you find R3NB?
Yes. 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 Rerun.
Will you take me to him?
Yes. Little twirls around and scoots off down the hallway.
Following.
And this damaged droid that you're pretty sure is sparking off of somewhere. Trundles down the hall towards the cockpit. Bonk, 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 as just drives directly into the door a few times. Before finding the little droid port. And then runs into the door again because it did not open.
Okay. Can I open the door?
Make me a mechanics roll. Difficulty 1.
I just want to put on the record that, Praz, if you get our new ship stolen, we're going to have words.
That would be
Yeah,
a
mainly,
failure and
where
an
are
advantage.
you? I think where are you are going to be those words. And the answer will be, I don't know.
Oh.
The answer will be
Somewhere.
taken for all you have on Nar Shaddaa.
Now, Sen gets a random migraine 2 days ago.
No. 3 days from now.
Yeah.
So
No Sen gets one of those temporal migraines.
Yep.
I don't know
failure
why.
and an
day-
advantage.
The
I
day
think
of.
something is disturbing the Force in this moment.
Something is
Yes, it's
disturbing
called
the Force.
Praz left the droid alone.
No, that's not the one that Praz left alone.
No,
Um,
Praz left me
But
alone.
Outer, with a failure, you punch in your code. But unfortunately, that doesn't work when the door is welded shut.
I fucking knew it. I knew that was going to be the issue. Um,
And Praz, about at this time, you sort of having traced these routes, come to the same door that Powder is at.
Powder will stop and look at you. We may have a problem.
Rerun!
Is she in there?
I do not know.
Then what's the problem?
The door seems to be welded shut.
I want to walk over and like push and
And
look.
as you're walking over, you hear the telltale signs of the engines turning up.
Okay. Where the fuck? I'm gonna shoot the door.
Okay, roll me the attack.
I'm shooting the wall.
Lux, I
We
think we
need
may have
Jeremy's reaction this entire
Yeah.
episode.
I'm aiming at the where it's welded to weaken it.
Lux,
Unfortunately, it's a
Yeah.
disruptor rifle.
you think our allies are dead?
Said as we are sitting in some imperial prison right now. Yeah, probably.
No, they're on their way to rescue you. No, no, they're not.
No, we don't know what's up with them.
Like that we're like walking up to the ship as it takes off.
A
like,
failure and 2
in ratty
advantages.
stormtrooper armor that we've stolen previously. It's like, where the fuck are they going?
You don't know. We don't know yet. That's going to be based on where the dice fall. Fraz, I mean, the gun fires,
Yeah,
and it's not that hard to hit a door.
yeah.
It's a blast shielded door.
It's a disruptor rifle, but
So roll me a d10.
all right.
Swear to God, if you break me,
Disruptor rifles
I'm already broken enough.
also bounce off of blast shields.
Yeah.
It's
9.
armor they don't care about.
With a 9, it fortunately sails directly past Powder's head. and impacts in the wall behind you, exposing some circuitry that was not exposed before, setting
I have a
off a
feeling
flare
that'll
of
get
sparks
fixed.
but not injuring anyone.
Okay. So the little one that's twirling around in front, I'll say, saw, now, that. It was a repair droid, so if it can
I
weld, it
don't
can.
feel like it.
Powder will look at the droid and say, please.
Okay.
That's a lot nicer than what I was gonna do. I was about to pull out one of my restraining bolts and make it do it.
I am aware. That is me, the player, not Powder.
Yeah.
Tiny little droid saw
Yeah.
that I want to note is not intended to break through a blast door.
Well, grinder. Wherever. How the hell did it even weld it shut?
Wasn't it? It was a different one.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm gonna start looking for that third one, and I'm gonna put on
Uses
the
the
comms.
droid personal defense taser to try and start cutting through the door.
I'm gonna page to I'm gonna use the
Um.
comm system to tell Darius to shut down engineering. And I'm gonna start heading towards engineering in case she's there.
I can absolutely shut down engineering. I just want you to be aware that I will not be able to turn it back on if I do that because this ship is not in good repair. And
So
I
if
need
we
to make a piloting
if
roll.
we shut the ship off, it's off.
Sitting ducks. Yep.
Yes, almost certainly.
Decision time.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
It's
Can
the question
you-
of
I
what
was
do we
making
need.
Jeopardy sounds in my head.
Yeah,
But that
can
was
you
new.
Can you just turn off the power to the cockpit then, and still be able to keep the rest of the ship on?
I could turn off the power to the refrigerator, but no, I can't turn off the power to the place from which the ship is piloted. And
What do we
as
need to
these
fix the
sort
ship?
of engines make another.
Good thing it's a piece of
ship
crap. It's not starting.
takes off.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
You are currently in just taking off and headed out though, so you're not technically in space yet. And I also should note that in addition to being sitting ducks, we would probably crash.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Anything you can think of. I'm looking for the third droid that I'm assuming is the one that welded the goddamn door shut,
Probably.
which that's what I'm looking for now.
Okay. What is a basic log?
What?
Um,
A week later, in Imperial custody.
make
What
me a
did you do?
mechanics check.
Oh, what's that?
Or not mechanics, sorry. Make me a... Yes, mechanics would be the most accurate check.
To look for the droid?
Basically, yes.
Okay. I'm going to use the last light side. Or an upgrade. Difficulty?
Difficulty of 1.
Awesome. Two successes, a triumph, and 2 threats.
Whoever welded this door shut did so from the other side of the door. Meaning that whoever...
It's coming from
If you're
inside
looking
the house.
for something that welded this door shut, you're looking in the cockpit. Also, with a triumph, you look around and see the droid that only gave you a serial number, or only gave power to a serial number, wander on up. So you know where all the droids are, technically.
Yeah.
Powder will look at
Do it.
Yeah.
Patter will look at the droid and say, "Can you help open the door, please?"
This droid will head over to the... Did you fuck up your ship? Worse than it already is fucked up? And use the little droid key thing that definitely has a name. Yes. And let's see. Basic astromech stats. 3 with 2 setbacks. Nice. The failure of the door is mechanical. I cannot override it.
The failure of the door is welding.
Yes, that
Yeah.
would be a mechanical issue.
Can you cut through it?
I am in possession of a broken personal defense laser. I cannot cut through a welded door.
Oh, the other droid's still over there.
Yeah, and at some point, because this is a blast shielded door, the little electricity goes in a little bit of an arc and comes back, and the rainbow butterfly sunshine spins around, stunned.
Well then.
Pretty colors.
And I love how all of this is in binary too.
Yes, it's in binary, which all of you understand.
Yep.
But is not
Just the
typically
thought of-
the language in which you hear this kind of conversation.
Yeah. Just the concept of pretty colors being said in binary is just very
You
funny.
don't know, maybe that's what R2 is saying a lot of the time.
R2,
I
R2
doubt it.
confirmed high as fuck.
Yeah.
That's why he's so funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys are puzzling over what more could possibly go wrong. We return to
A few days ago.
bad plan other one. As Lux, you're looking. Oh shit! They were out the door where you weren't looking. We've only gotten a few blocks comparatively, but
Okay.
they are headed from the jail or prison.
And so how are they organized? Is it a whole procession with
It is a. Give me a second. I totally had this. Are 2 small trucks, which would match which would 2 small trucks, headed along, but they do seem to be tinted window convoys covered. Essentially,
Okay.
they're covered speeders.
I'm gonna have to stun them.
Yep.
Because gotta get through that door.
Yes. So yeah, I will through communicator really quick just relay in quick sort of shorthand what we're dealing with.
Okay.
Heading that way.
Yep.
I'll take care of stunning.
Okay. I'll deal with smoke.
And I'm gonna, as quickly as I can, leaping across rooftops if I have to, get to the ambush position that we had established along that route.
And
All right.
just before, I'm going to try and time it that just before he actually comes into view,
Mm-hmm.
Throw one of those smoke bombs.
All right. You two both sort of bolt across the city, already a little bit behind your ideal timetable.
And I'm not being subtle at all. My intention is to force leap onto the lead car, cut open the roof with a lightsaber, and drop a stun grenade.
Okay. That you can do the force leap part, but the landing on the lead car part, I will want just a check for how accurate that is. To make me an athletics. This will be difficulty 3 because you are jumping a long distance onto a moving vehicle.
That's fine.
Superhero landing. Do a superhero landing.
Do you want anything for aiming the smoke grenade or timing it correctly or anything
I
like
believe that there. So I'm gonna say that if you are going flashy with the cutting off the top of the car, that will be enough of a time and signal that Lux will not need to make anything to time this correctly. However, I believe there are stats for how you throw a grenade.
Yeah, you're going to see a Achani in a red outfit with a bright white lightsaber falling out of the sky.
They have to be within short range.
I'm basically trying to throw it so that they don't have a lot of advanced side of you. They're going to be distracted briefly by...
Okay. If you want to throw slightly before he's jumping across skyscrapers, you know when he's coming.
That's fair.
Yeah. So you're going to smoke the cars
said correctly?
as... What?
You said athletics roll?
Athletics roll to land it correctly, difficulty 3.
And the intent. So just so I know this is likely going to be several rolls. So the intention is land on the first one, cut open, drop, leap to the second one, cut open, drop.
Right.
I stun both cars so that we can get out.
So that we can live.
Yep.
Grenades count as ranged light.
Yes,
Good.
that's what I thought. I just
I
wanted
have more skill in that.
to make sure
then.
there weren't any special rules about using them in short range.
They can only go short range.
Or using them in engaged range.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So a wash.
Okay.
I will do my light melee or light range.
2 failures are counterbalanced by the 2 force points, which qualify as success.
Light ranged, and because it can go short range, you're in.
Also a wash.
Oh, wait.
Did
I
you
think
still
that
an
should have
upgrade?
been difficulty 1.
Okay. That's good. And I also need to re-roll. This was unintentional, but I still had an upgrade in there.
Okay. It's
Oh.
fine.
I did too.
Okay, both of you re-roll. Sorry about that.
That's
I should have noticed.
I mean, that's our
That's
fault.
our fault, yeah.
So I got 2 successes and a threat.
Alright, 2 successes, and I'm taking 2 strain to make that 4 successes.
Yes, that is an appropriate choice to make.
Because
With 4 successes, 3-point landing on the car.
because it's
Strike
relevant.
off with the other hand.
Because it's relevant to my strain threshold, it wasn't ever announced. Was anybody affected by the obligation?
Oh, sorry. I thought I said you're good.
Okay,
Yes, you're
okay,
good.
Good.
You don't have 75 cumulative obligation as much as I wish you did.
Okay. Yeah. Drop.
I mean, you're the one who limited us to 15 each.
Yes,
know we
because
would
I
have
thought
gone-
there was going to be 3 more people in the party, which would have made 90 your threshold.
We would have gone 20 each, I am certain.
It's fine.
Yes, but I didn't want to start you guys over 100 because I wanted the possibility of a good day to exist.
That's fair.
First one, and then leaping to the second
Next time you're broke, take on additional obligation to pay for something.
Do I need to make a second roll for the second leap? Am I close enough that I don't?
So I want you to make me a lightsaber roll. Essentially to figure out how much fluidity you have in these motions.
Accidentally decapitate the driver.
That is a distinct possibility as you cannot see inside the car.
A success and an advantage.
Okay. So you dive down into the smoke. This bright white lightsaber striking through the car, not actually injuring the driver or anyone within. As the car's the glass cracks and the metal just sort of slips to the sides. Athletics again, difficulty of 2 to flip over to the next car. And at this point, y'all are gonna need to roll initiative.
I'm going to take the strain for it to be a flat roll.
Okay.
Well, flat roll. Sorry, not a flat roll. No successes or failures, but two advantage.
With 2 advantages, you don't really manage to jump over so much as you slide sideways, but you can still make an attack to cut the second car.
Okay. Can we do that before or after I roll advantage? Initiative.
Before you roll initiative, but you are also going to
And
need
this
to roll.
is cool for us because we're prepared for this.
Yes.
Good.
You were very prepared for this.
Difficulty
You prepped this for
2.
several days, and you knew
Success and 2 advantage for the second car.
Okay.
Stun. Did I successfully drop the stun grenade in the first one?
You never rolled me the grenade.
I didn't.
But because all of this is happening in one motion, I just want you to roll me both grenades now.
Okay. Let me look up the stats for the grenades because I don't have them on my...
You're making these attacks essentially in melee with the grenade.
You're dropping stun grenades? I have the stats. Damage 8, 0 crit.
Okay.
Range.
They're ranged light. So
Yep, range light.
I'll just make 2 ranged light rolls.
Mhm.
And it's engaged, so difficult 1. Or am I engaged range? I'm just dropping them, so yeah.
Yes, your description was essentially I'm going to pop them in, which...
Click. Tunk. 1. Boom. Boom. 2 advantages and 4 advantages. No successes or failures. I didn't actually roll any successes or failures.
Right.
Click.
Yeah. I guess as you are dropping them in, figure out what you want to spend your advantages on.
They don't have.
You don't manage to hit, but they have an area, so...
They don't have a crit range, so...
No, they don't.
Because they do stun damage.
Well, not just because of that, because grenades with a crit range would be stupid.
It's true. So what can I spend my advantages on in this particular instance?
I believe you can...
There's the spending advantage and triumphs in combat thing.
Yep.
Can I spend them? Actually, I think it's, you can remove strain at 2 advantage per strain, right?
Yep.
So can I just remove my 3 strain that I have currently?
Sure.
All right. Boom, boom, boom.
All right.
Drop, drop, and then 8 stun damage.
Yep. Kind of blinding the people inside, but because of how minions work, there's still one person in each car.
My initiative is 0-1.
And mine was to some... I don't know how threat works on initiative. Oh, wait.
It doesn't. You don't roll difficulty. You don't roll.
Oh,
difficulty
you don't
dice.
roll difficulty. Never mind, then I will.
Yeah.
So you rolled 3-1.
Yeah. No, yeah. 3-1.
Okay.
I still don't understand the initiative thing,
Well,
but that's fine.
while Aaron looks at stuff, I can explain. The audience, at the very least, because they might not know either. Basically, the way initiative works is you have 2 numbers. You have the number of successes and the number of advantage you roll. They are added. Successes are added to the left, and add to the right. So advantage is 1. You calculate on both sides as if it were a decimal number. And each instance creates a PC slot or an they are ordered as such. So like 3-1 will go ahead of 2-1. 1-1 will go ahead of 0-1.
Okay.
3-1 will go ahead of 3-0, etc.
Exactly. Yeah, etc. And each slot in the initiative order acts as a action for anybody that slot qualifies for. So if you have a PC slot, an NPC slot, a PC slot, an NPC slot, any PC can go in that first slot. Any NPC can go in that second slot. That third slot, a PC that has not yet gone can go PC slot, and NPC has not yet.
Yep.
Interesting. Still
Which
slightly
lets
confusing.
you shift
but-
around your medic to
Okay.
wherever they're needed.
Yep.
Yes.
Or in this case, lets the Jedi grab the guy they need to grab before the shooting starts.
Okay.
Yeah, so Lux did roll better than them, so but you're in the middle of a smoke bomb right now. So make me a difficulty 3 perception.
Yeah, if you don't mind me going first.
No, that's fine. Yes, absolutely go first.
Sorry, I was assuming that was the plan.
Yes. No, what? Yeah, 100%.
Difficulty 3 perception.
Yep.
One success.
Yay!
Yes. One success, you glance around and you do see a very, very disoriented, because he's the most vulnerable person here, Doreen Ross, who seems to have been kind of thrown back by the stun grenade. But you see him.
I basically just want to run over, grab him up, and force leap in the direction that I know Lux is.
Okay.
Just to try to get to him, to her.
Because you're doing both of those things, which you can do in one turn, I'm going to need an athletics roll, basically, for how far you get within your story.
7 failures and a despair.
And I'm spending a dark side point because that would kind of be funny.
8 failures and a despair.
Difficulty of 3, because
him.
again, you can't see where you're going in this.
You jump up with him, but his head does not go out the hole and instead collides at Mach 3 with the roof.
You know what? That would be a sucky ending, but it would solve one of our problems.
It would accomplish
Yeah.
the mission, sadly.
One advantage. I'm taking the strain. No success or failure.
Okay. With no success or failure, you do manage to hold on to him and leap. Landing, Lux, you hear a thud somewhere near you. Might be your ally, might not be.
Should be
Okay.
able to
But
see the
it's still
lightsaber
within
through
the smoke cloud.
Because the lightsaber's still on.
Okay.
Oh, actually, yeah, you see the sort of bright white of Sen's lightsaber
I'm not taking that
pulsating
as
within
I'm
the
not
smoke.
taking that as a guaranteed thing, because who the fuck knows who's in that
My
transport?
turn. They're going to shoot blindly at the area where they heard a thud.
And
And when they see a lightsaber, it's not a bad plan.
I mean, it is, but
Stormtroopers firing
it's okay.
into smoke.
Well,
That's
they're
a
not stormtroopers. They're your people.
These are not
Oh, yeah.
stormtroopers.
Yeah, these
These
ones
are
aren't.
your guys.
yeah. You guys are boned.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
In 3.
They hit.
Oh wait, that
there's
needs
no
to
difficulty.
be at a difficulty. Sorry, I removed their difficulty for
That's unerring
Initiative.
accuracy.
but that's still a triumph.
Yep.
That is only a slightly worse roll, and not by much, and not by the thing that matters. So with a success and they do hit.
Or 7 damage.
Yes, for
So-
7 damage, and I need to figure out what a triumph can. 7 strain, technically.
So, well, I soak 5 of it, which brings it down to 2. I'm going
Yeah.
to take more.
I believe that I get to spend the triumph before your reflectability.
Reflect happens when I take damage. You spend your triumph before damage is actually calculated. So yes.
Yeah.
Trying to think if it, because as it stands right now, I'm actually taking less damage.
Yep.
Stands right now, I take 2 damage. If I reflect, I take.
All right. Yeah. Well, you're taking strain either way. This is a stun weapon.
Yes.
But they're going to spend that triumph for instead of suffering any wounds or strains, you are disabled.
In that case, I am going to reflect that shot. Because if I reflect it to 0, it doesn't hit me.
Yes.
Which I can. I take 3 strain and I reflect 3 points of damage, which takes it to -1 damage, which means that it doesn't actually.
So your armor is not hitting you.
I say this.
You would need to reduce the 7 to a 0. Now, if you reduce it by that 3, if it was dealing damage to you, you would take no damage. Unfortunately, it's not going to reflect back in this case.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to.
Just letting you know that before you choose to spend.
I'm just trying to knock it into the ground so it doesn't paralyze me.
Yes, that would be good.
So,
And if it had been spending the advantages as opposed to spending a triumph, I would say that would work. So you notice that they're going for a disabling shot and you bring up your blade. But unfortunately, a few of the bolts get through, and you kind of stumble back. You don't drop, Ross, but you are disabled.
what does that mean?
It's a status effect. Give me a second to see if it's. I believe it's essentially hyper stunned, but I'm going to check the official rules. Lux, you're up.
All right. So can I see them near me?
Yes, and you can see the lightsaber go up to deflect a shot.
Okay. So ideally, I would like to, from where I'm at, which is not quite the same place as where they're at, I'm not trying to shoot it. I'm not trying to kill anybody in there because I'm shooting into a cloud of smoke. And I don't want to take the focus and time required to aim. I'm going to lay down suppressing fire from where I'm at.
Right.
To draw their attention to that spot. Actually, it's more like this because I do not have a rifle because I am not as good with. I'm actually going to be using. Well, no, because I'm not trying to hit. That's fine. So yes, I will lay down with the carbine, and then essentially move over to where lightsaber is. Grab Dorian.
Mm-hmm.
Take a second to make sure Sen is okay.
He's not hurt, or not badly hurt.
And if
He seems a little tired, but you're not sure where that's from.
If I can say anything, I'm just going to say so.
Yeah.
Whoosh. And I'm going to try and get out, basically get to the nearest.
Mm-hmm.
Heidi hold down previous.
Yeah.
All right. That's gonna just be. Are you trying to lose them and sneak, or just run as fast?
Absolutely.
Okay,
No.
then that's going to be stealth. Difficulty of only 2 and no setbacks because they are behind a cloud of smoke, so they don't have direct line of sight on you.
And I will spend our last light side for that.
Okay.
Because if this goes wrong,
you should. Yeah.
Yeah. If this goes wrong, then
Hopefully they won't be trying to chase you.
hold on just a second. Yeah, that helps.
I mean, they're going to notice that the person they're transporting is gone.
Yes.
But if you manage to not be seen, you should be okay.
Yeah. So, boom, boom, boom. Good thing stealth is one of my better skill sets. Make sure. I mean, 2 successes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So disabled is not technically a keyword, but I know what's happened.
Okay.
So we're essentially back up at the top of the initiative order.
Yeah. So basically, I grab him and I'm like, this way, sir. Whoosh.
He's not exactly terribly conscious right now.
Yeah, am I?
But it's fine. And you are darting down the alleys hidden. Do you want Lux to move again, or Sen to have your turn first?
Am I?
Sen.
What sort of status effect am I currently under?
Essentially, you were unable to move that turn. Your leg kind of got caught by one of the shots, and it just... You were jumping and leaping a lot, so it just sort of tumbled you a bit.
That's fine. So instead of moving...
You're not going to be able to move this turn much, but you're otherwise able
I'm going to take whatever the full defense maneuver is, which I'm trying to find right now.
We don't fight much in this system, do we?
No, we don't.
Mm-mm.
Not that that's a bad thing, and not that we're asking for more fighting.
I mean,
Yeah, you might not want to, because fighting is kind of lethal.
Fighting is lethal, but also fun.
Yes, it is. So...
Trying to find whatever that I possibly took. But yeah, that's what I'm using my... Because I can't move, I'm just going to be spinning that lightsaber and like making myself as hard a target as possible.
Okay, in that case...
And also making myself a target they don't necessarily want to try to approach to.
Yep.
And I do have the robe on.
Right. Yes, you have the robe on. I know.
I look like a Jedi.
They can't really see you beyond the flashing of white light, but that's just about what they can see with that perception. So
I mean, when you see a light, when you see a single light beam of white flashing
focus
around,
the fucking Jedi.
Yeah, that provokes a particular type of emotional and
You hear yelling out. You assume some of the group may have broken off, or they may be trying to rouse some of their comrades, but they are going to make a weapon attack.
Do they have any setback dice for me being defensive currently?
Oh, yes. They have a... I'm going to make it 2 because it's similar to drop prone, which is a maneuver, but yeah. And that does not fucking hit. Even though they know where you are, they're not able to hit you. You just sort of backhand the few shots that get close. Lux, you're running away. You're trying to hide.
keeping. Yes, I'm getting down alleyway, etc. Until you find a place. That's my boy. until we get to a place where I can stop for just a moment.
Okay.
And I am going to essentially try to, however possible, whether it's shaking, influence, mind nudging, slapping
You can like
repeatedly in the face
spend
or
your
whatever
action
to
essentially
wake him
slapping
up.
him awake.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was thrown by the stun grenade, but given that we're playing a little bit loose with the damage rules, he is fine.
Hey, remember me?
Oh dear, what happens now?
We're rescuing you.
Aren't you the ones who
Shut up
here?
Just
Okay.
follow my lead from here and don't draw attention to us.
Right.
And then
continue moving. Got it.
And yeah, basically the goal at this point, whenever my turn, is blend into crowd, try and slip away, and if we encounter any resistance, we'll take it from there. Oh, and yeah, that's
Can do. John, we're gonna go back to you.
Am I able to?
What? Yeah, that was just for.
Okay.
It was disabling you for the remainder of the round, and then your next turn you weren't able to take any actions that moved you.
Okay. So I want to start running. And again, I'm going to list out what my objective is. You can tell me how many maneuvers that's going to be, and I'm willing to spend strain to do additional. I basically want to run at them, but not directly, just so that they get the sense, fuck, lightsaber's coming. And I just want to go past their vehicles on the opposite side from them, slicing at the tires, and
they're hover vehicles, but okay, essentially, yes.
Slicing at the hover emitters to disable the vehicles, and just keep running in that direction as far and as fast as I can go.
As fast as you can go is almost always going to be an additional maneuver, for which you would take strain.
That's fine.
I'll say that we can just assume that you hit a stationary target in this case. So you rush on, striking at the vehicles and continue just bolting on the opposite way in the alley. Make me a skullduggery check. This will be for essentially smash the vehicles, but also for the misdirection.
Okay. What difficulty?
Difficulty of 2.
Any bonuses for having a big fuck off lightsaber and the smoke cloud and being the guy that attacked them.
You can have a boost die. I was going to give them a setback die, but it's the same difference.
Skullduggery. Fuck.
They're going
Failure
to make
and an
a
advantage.
full check for how dumb they were.
I did nothing.
I always hate it when the boost die comes back blank.
I know.
Boost dice are things that may help you, but aren't necessarily the vital shift. A vital shift is almost always an upgrade, and I'm pretty sparing with those comparatively.
Oh, that's fair. It just is a although
2 threats versus a failure. Some of them seem to still be aware that things were separated, but you don't quite manage to disable the car. It might blow up later because Star Wars technology, but it's not out of commission at the moment, aside from the damage you did previously. Cumulative vehicle damage.
I feel like the guards
That's
might
not
not
currently
be in much of a state to drive the vehicles right now.
Not as a unit, no.
My turn.
That's
Slash
your turn.
running.
Gonna keep running.
Yep.
Okay. At
Less
this
running
point,
and
both
more
of
like
you are just
walking
bolting
quickly.
off, trying
Yeah.
to get essentially the city alarms up about the fucking Jedi that attacked a city vehicle
Yep.
and is now on a reign of terror.
Once we are suitably out of, eventually, I'm assuming it's not happened yet, but once we are suitably out of the security radius of this area, like the area that will probably be cordoned off and searched first, then the plan will be to double back to the hotel.
Right. And we will come back to that plan very soon.
No problem.
The other half of you.
Yep.
Things are not going as well as that other plan went.
No.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
I'm gonna go to engineering where I'm assuming there's a big fuck all crowbar.
I don't
Yes,
think a crowbar
there's
is
a
going to get
crowbar.
through welding.
And
Yeah,
a very, very distressed Darius who is trying to keep the ship aloft and not crashing. And
Yeah, is there anything that you can do to? I mean, she's already welded herself in there.
crowbar's not going to fix welding. I might
I
have
know.
a door cutter, but it's not going to be fast or easy.
Well, she's not gonna go anywhere, so we have that.
Okay.
I'll grab the door cutter then.
Do you have a plan for after you get through the door?
Yeah, I can fly us
He'll
back,
hand you the
but
door cutter.
I'll.
Powder has a plan.
Yeah. We have a plan.
Okay. Try not to crash, I guess.
I mean, it's not up to me at this point. So I'll
At this
grab the
point,
door
you
cutter and
are
start
you are absolutely in atmosphere. As you're wandering back, there's some checks that need to be made for astrogation.
I will tell him to shut off comms though, so that she can't
Okay,
send any
but it's going
messages
to be
out.
harder to get a hold of me without comms. Never mind. Shuts off.
You're on this side of the door. That's all we need. And you know where I'll be. If you absolutely need to get a hold of us, we're gonna be at the cockpit door. So
And
shut
that's
off
how they all
long range
died.
comms. Shut off long range comms. Keep intership comms. Long range comms. Stand by.
Wait, what do you want turned off? Do you want the ships in?
Long range comms. I don't want her sending a message out from this ship.
Okay, I can do that.
This is great. No, he's getting a crash course in high stress, high intensity.
This is the most excitement I've had in a while.
But he was told shut off comms, and he's like, the only thing that's going to do is make it harder for us
Yes.
to talk.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try that. And
I think that plan is going swimmingly.
It's perfect, guys.
good enough. And Jez, who actually does have a functioning character sheet, will make a
Everything is
piloting
fine.
space roll for jumping to FTL. Okay. Not quite yet, but you're sort of running back and you've got your door cutter. Essentially, this thing is designed for maintenance. It can move about 3 inches per round or so.
Okay.
How long
And
is
it's
a
going
round?
to require. I feel like I shouldn't make you roll, but I would make anyone else roll a melee weapon roll.
Just
Just roll whatever you've got. It doesn't do traditional damage, but
Okay.
Get that buzzsaw in there.
Yeah.
How long is a round in this
like
system?
I said, I feel like I don't necessarily need to make you roll for this, but
If I can cut a hole, say the size of a stun grenade,
Or a blaster rifle.
I don't have one of those. The only thing that I have goes through people.
You can make that. Which do you want to do? It's probably easier to try and cut at the hinges and get the door to open, but you could also probably quicker, though not easier, make a small hole. One of the two.
Powder is suggesting take the door off at the hinges.
Yeah, I don't know what a stun grenade will do to the controls. So
No, you don't.
Yeah.
That was the last we heard of Raz and Powder.
No, until you guys fly through the area. More space ghosts. I'm just going to cut at the hinges.
I'd survive.
I'm just going to cut at the hinges.
You'd survive the vacuum of space, not the explosions.
True.
Gauge melee.
So one in the middle of the vacuum of space.
Difficulty 1, I'm assuming.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So 3 successes and an advantage.
Okay. So yeah, like I said, it's not that hard for you, but it is a weirdly shaped tool, and you sort of have to jam it in there, especially because you're trying to go fast.
Yeah.
And you're making progress on the hinges. It's slow going, but you're inching it open.
And I'm yelling the whole time. I was literally about to let you off the fucking ship.
And Powder, are you doing anything while this?
Well, I whispered to you. No, I shall say out loud. Powder is prepping the neuroparalytic. Just, for when that door gets open. Just, let's just make this a thing. Just, in case.
Little vials rotate like a little revolver.
There's like a subset of the chest compartment for illegal goods.
They open up a little compartment in the chest that you've never seen them open before. Pull out a little vial, switch up the needle.
You may feel a small pinch.
It's Powder's you done fucked up compartment.
Yeah.
Imagine
That is the best compartment.
if we had opposite teams, we'd be having a we'd be having a Star Wars Episode 1 moment.
Yes, Sen could get through this door faster with a lightsaber, and that is occurring to you because this is a really frustratingly slow process for the moment.
Why the fuck doesn't he keep a spare one around here?
At that point, Lux has been like, would you stop chopping our ship to pieces? I don't care if it's quicker. There's got to be an easier way.
And so cutting through glass doors is easy in no context.
Yeah.
Is our little butterfly sunshine droid still working away at the welding?
Got sort of stunned and blasted back.
Oh, that's right.
It's now a little bit fried.
I forgot. Then I'm gonna check on well, because I've prepped my paralytic and there's nothing I can do to help with the door, so I'm gonna check on that droid and see if I can fix them.
Make me a mechanics check, difficulty of 2.
Difficulty 2. Mechanics.
And I'll flip a dark side.
Oh,
never mind. If you've already rolled, it's fine. I was just going to give you a point back.
No.
Never mind. I'll do it later.
Okay. Success and an advantage.
With the success and an advantage, this will probably wear off in a minute. It's just the sort of strain effects of the rebound. You can't fix what's fundamentally wrong with this droid. You're almost certain that you are not sure how to do that.
All right. But there's nothing physically wrong with the droid other than just being stunned and like.
Yeah, it's just a few points of strain having a unusual effect because comedy.
Got it. Do it for the joke. All right. Okay, then yeah, I'm just gonna kind of make sure the droid is cool and like.
Incidental
Hang out until the doors
Jeopardy
open.
sounds are coming from the stunned droid as Praz. This
Growling
is
the whole
taking
time.
fucking forever, but you're doing it.
Yeah.
You're about halfway through, and again, when you all feel the familiar, almost lifting and jolting sensation of a ship entering hyperspace.
Oh, you better, motherfucker!
Powder instinctively says "fuck taint" in binary.
They've officially gotten our ship stolen, Jeremy.
You guys don't know shit.
You know nothing. You know nothing.
That's why I said Jeremy, not Lux.
And as that happens, the comms crack open from the piloting room. This is what happens when you kidnap people from Nar Shaddaa. Now, knock it off with the door, or I will jettison you all into hyperspace.
Is that possible from where we're standing? I don't think that'd be possible from where we're standing. This is me talking, not Powder.
So from an in-universe explanation standpoint for Powder, cockpit doors are separately typically have separate locking, and most doors can be reinforced from the vacuum of space with sort of an energy field if they're blaster resistant doors, which doesn't necessarily work in all circumstances, but in an in-flight ship it would. You could. It's not exactly smart, but she could certainly, depending on which system she and Darius individually have control over, she could and probably survive it.
It's more the question of, from what I'm remembering of what the ship looks like.
No, there's an airlock like right next.
Is there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The airlocks are on the.
Y'all are-
If someone wants to link the ship,
Yeah,
Because I don't
schematics,
remember.
like
I'll find it again. Yeah, there's
you
an
can
airlock on the
technically space most of the ship in almost all cases, but you shouldn't, and there's a lot of contingencies for why you don't.
Beyond the
But-
obvious moral implications.
Beyond the obvious moral implications.
Okay.
Go ahead and open a door to hyperspace. Yeah, that's cool.
Jez apparently doesn't have the same morals we do. Okay, then with hearing that, Powder will say, "We were not kidnapping you.
Abducting, interrogating, planning to torture. I don't actually care what your plans are. Or knock it off, or I will. Okay.
We were not planning
Can I
to do any of those things."
tell if she sounds serious or if she's like wavering in the voice, like, don't fucking come in here?
Make a cool check.
Oh, I'm great at those.
And I'm going to upgrade your roll.
Duh. What's
As the dark side has all the points right now.
difficulty?
Difficulty of 3.
Okay.
Or difficulty of 2, sorry. Her thing is not. That is the other person.
All right, cool.
You're not
I
trying to
am awesome.
because
One failure.
even with one failure, she might be panicking. She might not be. But even if she's panicking, that could be a real threat. You aren't able to exclude the possibility it's a fake threat, but it's also very possible it's a real threat.
Powder will say, we just wanted information on our friend. And we were about to let you off the ship.
Yeah, well, after apparently undoing the restraining bolts on all of my droids, I'm sure I'm going to survive that just fine when it gets back to my boss that I lost 3 droids and also possibly a speeder at this point because I wasn't able to lock it up before you guys took me off.
Yeah, I thought you were heading off planet anyways. So why would it matter if your boss lost 3 droids and a speeder if you planned on never coming back? And I stopped the door, but I'm talking over the comms, but I'm heading back to engineering.
From what you said about your friend used to work with Chinguska and our gang, right? Voluntarily or not. He thought he was never coming back. Guess what apparently happened to him, according to you? Fortunately, R3, he and B and I have some of an understanding. I've survived as long as I have for good reason. So just sit fucking tight and everyone can go their separate ways.
Where are you taking us?
And Powder, you hear a language you've never necessarily heard before, but do understand. Does Praz speak Huttese? I know we established, I just can't remember.
Don't think so. I think he just speaks Zabrak and Galactic Common. Whatever.
Yes.
Okay, what is this language?
Huttese. Just language of the underworld in a lot of parts.
Yep.
It's fine. I'm just adding it to my notes that I know it.
Well, God damn it. Now that is a fucking secret. Let's go back over to the really not any better plan that is somehow going better.
Our plan was fine.
Our plan was a better plan because we had a plan.
Yeah.
It was a very risky plan, but it worked.
And we
it worked because
had a plan.
It's A team plan. B team, not so much.
That's fair. That is fair.
It
is a significantly better plan.
So
that doesn't mean it's not a plan that's going to not get you killed.
Oh,
but,
no. Like, that definitely has a lot of inherent death potential, especially for me. As I continue to run through the city with a lightsaber out, waving it not at anything, but waving it around in a defensive pattern, mostly for show.
I feel like I should be asking you to make a performance check, but I'm not sure that's a thing in this system.
There's not performance that I see.
I mean, I'm not really performing. I mean, it has a performance.
It can be a deception
coercion
check then.
There you
go. What's the role for doing theater?
Would be deception.
Charm.
Deception or coercion.
Deception in this case, yes.
What difficulty?
You're not really coercing anyone directly. It's more of deception that you are present and a threat.
What difficulty?
Difficulty of 1, you've got a lightsaber, you're running through the city like a crazy man, and I'm also going to give you a boost die for the same reason.
Bam! No successes, but 4 advantage.
Even with no successes, there are a few alarms going off. Lux, I believe that you have the ability to, when you choose, trigger that disruption in their systems.
Mm-hmm.
I don't Yeah. I was going to say, this was about the part in the plan where you said you wanted to do that.
So at this point, and am I assuming that we are far enough away at this point that we're out of what the coordinate? Okay, so
you're almost back to the hotel at this point.
I will, just to be safe, I put my arm around Dorian and maneuver towards the nearest clothes shop.
Okay.
Beep. And then walk in, and we are buying him a new cloaky thing.
Okay, make me a vigilance check just as you're going through this process. But yeah, you get some clothes that fit essentially over what he's wearing.
A light point. Because otherwise I'm rolling 1 green die.
So.
2 threat.
You're hearing the alarms going off, and you don't see Sen, which is probably a good thing.
Okay.
Well, I have a complicated means of escape.
Okay, as stormtroopers and local cops converge on your position, what is your plan?
Okay, my plan is to force leap up out of the street that I'm in, and get to a rooftop. Run along rooftops in a more circuitous direction that puts me closer to one of the hiding spots that we had established if they were going other routes. So it's going to take them a bit of time to follow. And they're not going to be able to immediately keep following me. Find something on a rooftop that is a pole or a clothesline or something. Douse the lightsaber, put it back in its hiding place. Take the cloak off that I've been wearing this whole time, the robe off that I've been wearing this whole time, and hang it up so that it's slightly visible from the street and looks like it might be a Jedi standing there.
Okay.
Before ducking off the roof and into an alleyway.
Roll, and then a stealth roll for body swapping yourself with a lamppost.
That's effectively what I'm trying to do on a rooftop, so it's hard to see at low angles. So that it's like, is that him? Maybe. Shoot at him? Let's go up there and find out.
Difficulty 3 on both checks, by the way.
Damn it! I was hoping that
I'm totally okay with this plan. This is the best plan.
I was hoping that the distance would. Okay.
This will be giving you some assistance in terms of their ability to identify.
Oh, I have no points, so.
But you've got to make these rolls. And I'm not going to flip dark side points because I kind of want this to succeed.
I'm rolling 3 green and 3 purple.
Mm-hmm.
A threat, but no failures or successes. And then a stealth roll.
Then a stealth roll, again, difficulty 3.
All right. And so with after I hang it up, I'm basically just dropping down into a secluded alleyway.
Yes, it's about them not seeing you and the cloak next to each other at any point.
Okay.
Because you are being directly pursued through the city.
2 failures,
so that is
but a triumph.
2 failures and a triumph, and the triumph pseudo cancels one of the failures. I'll say with that, they see you on the rooftop, and then they only see the cloak. Unfortunately, with the threat, the cloak is not exactly holding the form you might otherwise hope, but few of them are climbing the staircase. Many more are spreading out throughout this area.
Just looks like this, just hanging.
Yeah.
Checking. You're sort of crouched in a hidey hole sub-alley.
The lightsaber is away. Hope is that they don't see a random Achani in a flight suit and Jedi.
Suspicious, maybe, but as stormtroopers are wandering around, checking corners, and looking for you, the Empire is directly on your tail now.
And that was the goal.
Fortunately, some stereotypes about stormtroopers are true, and one of them peeks down but doesn't seem to notice this little secondary cove in the alley, which is part of why you picked this specific alley when you were going through with Praz. Turns around, continues moving.
I don't let go of my breath yet.
Okay.
Just
Make me a perception check. Difficulty of 2.
There's a stormtrooper right here. They did the Velociraptor clever girl
like it's
thing.
just like it's like just on the other side of the wall. Perception.
Found you.
1 success, 1 threat.
1 success and 1 threat. Sounds like they're closing down this area. You can hear sort of the sounds of barriers coming out.
Okay, so
That's not good.
is there one of the things we would have been looking out for, fine if we didn't find it, is there like sewer level access here?
A bit. But at this point, we're going to transition back over to Lux.
Okay.
New outfit, you're headed
Yep. Back to the hotel. Somewhere
towards the
inside.
hotel first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's the ultimate goal, is to get inside, wait until I get notification
Right.
that
I'm clear.
Yeah.
Area.
Okay.
Yeah,
You head
just-
back.
head back to the hotel, get inside, lock the door, and then just start listening to
You're calm.
waves and calm and things like that. I will, once we get in there, I'll throw him something to eat.
Yep.
It's a long story. We will explain it all later. The short version is we're not quite as terrible people as you think, and yeah. Now I have to wait and see if the other idiot that planned this with me being idiot number 1, has made it out yet. So just stay chill. You're safe.
Lux, as you're putting on food, sort of glance over and notice that there was an envelope slipped under the door while you were out sometime today.
Double contact.
Mother
Double contact. Double
fuck.
contact.
Christmas cards.
I hand Dorian a gun
Hotel
You will
bill.
take the gun.
just in case. I don't think that there's going to be an explosion that comes out of the envelope, but you never know.
You never know.
And I'm going to walk over and just sort of nudge it with my... I'm trying to flip it over with my
Okay.
foot.
Yep. You slide the little
Yeah.
envelope flips.
Nothing on the other side. Doesn't look like it's trapped
Nope.
in any way.
It's just a small cloth envelope. Seems like whatever's inside of it couldn't be bigger than like slightly
Okay.
larger than a quarter, I guess.
Pick it up.
You're
Slice
still
it
fine.
open. Before
out
I
the
pull it out,
Okay.
check for weird odors, anything like that. Contact poisons, etc., etc., etc.
Love how paranoid all of you are.
I am a
make me-
former black operative for the Empire who flipped sides. You're damn right I'm paranoid.
It's not paranoia if they're really out to get you.
No,
That.
it is still
Um,
paranoia even if they're out to get you.
No.
I'm gonna say that medicine, I guess.
Okay.
would be the accurate skill here.
Okay.
Because you're paranoid doesn't mean they aren't out to get you. Just because they're out to get you doesn't.
Yes. But the difference between paranoia and perception is being wrong or being right.
The exact quote, yeah. Just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get me.
Yep.
1 success and 1 threat.
No particularly strong
Nothing I can
odors,
tell. Okay.
scents. Nothing that matches like what a poison delivery would look like, though
Okay.
you can't always know.
Well, here goes nothing. Thump, thump.
Dead.
And that is where we're going to end it for tonight.
Great.
Thank you, everyone, for coming by.
All right. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.